These are some of the sexiest fragrances for women. These fragrances are just amazing and alluring, and I love quite deeper, denser, darker fragrances. There's one fresher one, but all the other ones are pretty much those like sweet, darker, sexiest for sure, sexier fragrances. So if you enjoy perfume videos, subscribe to this channel and press notification bell to get notified when I post next. And let's jump into it. The first one is Sebastian from Carine Roitfeld. I was really intrigued when she came out with her own line of fragrances. She's got 7 fragrances, I think, so far in her collection, 7 Lovers collection. And this one is a one that I think it's just to die for. Not only the bottle is pretty unique and I like how different it is, it just looks amazing, but this is a flower bomb of a fragrance. White flowers, and they are very carnal and sexual. They kind of smell like the intensity of this fragrance. If I had to say who would it be in the collection of, for example, if you've got Carnal Flower by Frederic Malle, you would probably just absolutely love this. I don't have Carnal Flower. To me, that one is a bit too intense. This is a more of a deeper, darker, like tuberose, spicier. It's just a bit dirtier. It's not as fresh and heady, I would say. It is a power bomb. When you apply it, it is very intense, and I love how different it is. It is just white flowers on steroids. So if you love flowers, this is a very sexy, unique, seductive scent, I would say. Amazing offering from Carine Roitfeld. Next one is also white flowers, because I find that for sexiest fragrances, these are also fragrances that when I'm going out or when I'm going to dinner with my husband, this is what sort of a fragrance I'll choose. And I love really powerful, opulent fragrances. I want to be smelled. If I'm wearing heels, I want to be smelled even more. That is my kind of thing in my head that is going on. If I'm wearing heels, like, I want a powerful fragrance. This is definitely a heels fragrance. Dior Addict Eau de Parfum. This fragrance I've loved for ages, but I got it a couple of years ago, so I don't have the older version of this fragrance, which was more intense. But this, I remember I used to live in Tunbridge Wells, and I would go into, what is it called? Something beginning with H, a department store on the corner. And I would go in there and just spray myself with this and be so happy on my way to work, because like where my route was by the department store, so they were just opening up as I was walking up the street to go to work, and I would just go in, spray myself with this, and be like, oh my gosh, I smell so good, and I love this fragrance. And I know it's a bit of a intense, sexy fragrance, and I said it's a heels fragrance. It definitely is, but I was just so in love with it, obsessed with it, that I had to like apply it, and I didn't have a bottle, so I was just like going into the department store and applying it. This is white flowers, again spicy but a bit smoother than the previous one, just a bit more refined. This is more of an elegant, sexy fragrance. It's definitely very intense, very dark, and it just kind of smells like baby powder a little bit to me. Incredibly sexy, a classic, you know. Next up, we've got one freshie. I think this is the only like freshier fragrance. It's Chanel Chance Au Tendre. This is sexy because my husband loves it. He says that it's sexy. To me, like in my mind, I admit it wasn't sexy, but then loads of men, even on my Instagram, when I ask men what fragrances they love in women, they say this is amazing and sexy. So if you are into your lighter fragrances that kind of smell like skin, but just, to me, this is just like a petals and perfect skin, very romantic, kind of spring positivity. It is a beautiful, just gentle floral fragrance. That's how I would say. It's a very gentle fragrance, but men find it sexy. So if I want to feel sexier during the daytime, I would wear this. And just as a fragrance, I think this is an awesome scent. It used to be my signature scent for every day, not anymore, but I still absolutely love it. I just don't get to wear it as often. Next is Hypnotic Poison Dior Eau de Toilette. It has to be here, not the Eau de Parfum, the Eau de Toilette. Oh my gosh, this is just, you know how fragrances, they just bring you back to memories. I know exactly when I smelt it, like just everything comes rushing back. I love the spearmint note in this, the minty freshness with that oriental vanilla, that Play-Doh vanilla. It's just to die for. I used to be obsessed with Play-Doh when I was little, and this reminds me of that Play-Doh just vanilla scent. It's dark and spicy and very, very sexy. This is kind of vampy sexy. Love it. I can't live without it, honestly. Next up, I've got a niche fragrance for you. Psychedelic Love from Initio, and I'm obsessed with Initio. Loads of their fragrances are sexy. That is their vibe. That is the whole line. And that is probably their motto. I don't know what their motto is, but they make very sexy fragrances. And this is a naughty fragrance to me. This is, to me, like a chocolate truffle kind of a fragrance. It is so intense and so dark, almost like a dark chocolate but boozy truffle that you bite into, and it's just luscious and melts in your mouth. This is what this fragrance smells to me, and it's spicy, and it's just it's got like a weird note also, which is like a plasticky weirdness, but it's awesome, you know? Yeah, it is a bit weird, but it's awesome at the same time because it just gives it that edge. If you have smelled it, let me know if you know what I'm talking about with this like weird plasticky note, kind of like Orchid Soleil had that plasticky note, but it's just awesome. Next, this one, oh my gosh, love it. Wore it yesterday, obsessed. Rouge Smoking BDK. Like, look how much it's gone, and I've got more than 300 fragrances in my collection. So this tells you something, because most fragrances, they just don't look like they're used. I promise you they're being used, because I don't just buy fragrances to sit on the shelf, but also the problem with this one is that it just doesn't project as much as I would like to. It doesn't last or project as much as I would like it to. And please, BDK, just do something with it, because it's such a gorgeous scent. It smells, I've said it before, like Orbit or Riley's or whatever chewing gum, but the pink one, the bubble gum one. It's like spicy and cinnamony and just so intense when you smell it, but then it just disappears kind of. So when I apply it, I kind of go to town with it. I spray like 20 sprays of this, and then I can smell it, but I reapply it often when I wear it. So this is what you have to have in mind with this one. But honestly, once you smell the scent of it, you'll be just obsessed with it, and you won't even mind that it's doing that. I mind, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you'll still buy it because the scent is so different. I haven't found anything that resembles this in any way, shape or form. It's just awesome. It's fresh. It's got tonka bean. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is Manifesto, and if you can get yourself Manifesto Elixir, that one's even better, but you can't find it anywhere, most likely. This is such a nice, sexy designer scent. It balances freshness and the vanilla. It's like a fresh oriental vanilla fragrance. It doesn't go to that really heavy place. It just kind of just keeps its freshness and a bit of like that fruitiness. Love it. It also, to me, smells a bit like Play-Doh. It does have like this Play-Doh-y vanilla, but less so than, for example, your Hypnotic Poison. But it does have this, it's fresh, but then it's vanilla, so it's kind of capped, if you know what I mean. It's just capped and it's smooth, and all the notes just blend together so nicely. This is one of the best YSL fragrances. Love, love, love this one. And yeah, it's a must-have for me. I also love Mon Paris, but don't own that. So if I was going out or to a date, I would wear YSL, definitely this one, the YSL. Now we're getting to the really sexy territory, my favorite 2 sexy fragrances. Oh no, actually this is the third one from the top. It is BECCA Rouge. I won't stop. It's Extrait version. I just prefer the Extrait, to be honest. I love the Eau de Parfum as well, but the Extrait, it's a bit more like burnt sugar, and I feel like my nose can detect this fragrance better than the Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum, I have moments where I can't even smell it, but I like to be smelling my own fragrance. I'm that person that really wants to enjoy it also when I wear it for myself, not only for others to enjoy it on me. This is just a Boss. I know I don't like to say Boss babe. That term is just so plagued now, but it's a very, I would say, powerful woman fragrance. So if you liked your fragrance project, and you've probably heard of BECCA Rouge, I mean, if you're watching perfume YouTube, you probably have heard about this. It's an amazing sweet saffron, bit of hospital note in there, odd, transparent, woody goodness that lasts for days and days on end. So very powerful, very popular fragrance. I love this one and I won't stop loving it just because it's popular. And now to my second favorite sexiest fragrance, and I've been absolutely obsessed with this one. It's Covered from Fragrance du Bois. And I did a little collab with them on my other channel last month, and I got this. And ever since, I've been just wearing it. I'm wearing it today. I wore it yesterday. I wear it during the morning, and usually I change my fragrance like in the afternoon, but I've just been reapplying this in the afternoon. This has got like this moreish, fruity, like cherry accord that I want to eat. I don't know if it actually lists that, but it smells very intense to me of like just cherries. So good. And then it's got like a leather, darker underlayer of a note that just pushes that cherry note to be really forward and really intense in the fragrance throughout the fragrance lasting. So spicy and like sexy. It literally, I want to eat it. It's like a dessert, but like a fresh dessert. It's so sexy, so yummy, different. And with fragrances, sometimes I smell fragrances and they smell somewhat like other fragrances that I've smelled. With this one, it's different and it's just amazing. Love it. And number one that I would wear on a date is actually a Rouge Malachite. I'm obsessed with it. Love how spicy and smooth this is. This is white flowers, so jasmine and tuberose, and it really smells natural, smooth, silky. It just smells like finest silk. It does. It smells like suntan lotion a little bit. It's the spiciness just really makes it interesting and not too smooth and cloying. Love the balance of this fragrance, and it's absolutely just like silk, literally luminous silk, but in a fragrance form. That's what I would say. The same with foundation. I love their foundation. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And subscribe for more videos like this. I'll link them all for you down below, and let me know what is your number one sexiest fragrance that you wear when you want to feel sexy, when you feel that vibe. Let me know what fragrance is your number one to go to. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye guys.